We're live on YouTube
Whee!
and I'm recording. And so
Hello, people of the internet, YouTubers.
let's do this. All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Captain's Quarters, the unofficial Star Trek rewatch podcast where we are rewatching the entire Star Trek franchise starting at the beginning of the official timeline. We are on Star Trek Discovery. My name's Gabe. I'm with my co-captain Jason. Set your phasers for fun, Jason, and set a course for Disco Season 2, Episode 4, an Obol for Charon. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you? Hello, everyone. Hello there.
Um, that was that was a Star Wars Day thing, right? The hello there.
Yes. Well, hello
A
there.
little late, but I like it.
Yeah. Is it ever too late for Star Wars?
Never.
Never.
When, yeah. Um, okay, so Jason, in
Yes,
this
sir.
episode, in this episode of Disco, jam-packed. I'm going to steal my synopsis from fandom. Thank you, fandom. A mysterious sphere threatens the USS Discovery, even as May, in her original form, implements a plan that puts Tilly's life in danger. Saru and Burnham's bond grows when Saru is forced to acknowledge a deeply unsettling Kelpian truth. Pike receives new intel on Spock from a loyal friend. Jason,
Yes.
this
Oh, Captain, my
another
Captain.
another jam-packed episode,
Another jam-packed episode, absolutely.
but very action-packed too. Like I mean,
Yeah.
it was plot dense, but very action-packed.
Yeah.
So
Agreed.
okay, well, um, so Discovery is tracking Spock. Spock had apparently commandeered a shuttle when he perhaps murdered some people in his
Mm-hmm.
mental facility. We still don't know if this is true, but that's what we're told.
Yep.
And he is fleeing the starbase where the mental facility was located. And so Pike and Disco are trying to track Spock. They've got a trace on him from some intel that wasn't necessarily acquired in the most ethical way from Rebecca Romaine Stamos, who
Yep.
I believe is number one on Enterprise.
Yep. Una Riley. Yes. Don't want to give it away, but yep.
Yeah. So she comes on to Disco very briefly, has a little cameo. Um, and they're tracking Spock. They're at light speed, or they're at warp, I should say. And all of a sudden, they come out of warp and they are pulled out of warp by this giant sphere. And it looks like the bad guy from the Fifth Element. Did you ever see the Fifth Element, Jason?
I have not. I did not see the Fifth Element.
It's a great movie.
That's
Well,
what
it was.
yeah.
I don't know if it holds up.
Okay. I understand that there are some scenes that I'm not sure if I could entirely stomach, but
Okay, fair enough.
I could be wrong, but aren't there some pretty gore fest kind of scenes?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah,
yeah.
not sure if I could stomach. I don't know about you, man. I don't know about you, buddy, but like the gore things what that I could stand as a kid, I don't know if I could do that. I can't do those anymore as I've
Yeah.
gotten older.
No, I hear you. Um, yeah, what's weird is whenever I watch something graphic or violent,
Hmm.
I get this like jolt in my spine now. This is a new thing within the last year.
Oh,
It's
interesting.
like it's actually my lower back.
Yeah,
I
a
literally I
shock to the
literally
system.
I literally get a jolt in my spine. It like
Yeah, a
physically makes
shock
me
to
like
the
arch.
system, right?
Yeah, like if I'm
Yeah.
watching it on online or whatever, I see, you know, somebody crash or whatever, I literally my back arches.
Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. I have something
So
similar, but it's with my eyes. And I'm
really,
like, ugh, nope, nope. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like when you bite into a lemon and you
yeah,
do that. Yeah, it's like that.
involuntary
Yeah,
reflex.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly. So I know somewhat similar to what you're
yeah,
talking about for sure.
very strange. It's been a very weird year for me in that regard because I've never had anything like that, and then this change just happened in me.
Yep.
So it's like akin to like when someone scratches their nails on a chalkboard, like that
Mm,
physical
yeah.
reaction you get to it. It's
Yeah.
just like that. So anyway, very similar to the fifth element. There's a giant sphere, but it's like organic
Yes.
and all powerful. This sphere is 100,000 years old. It's organic to a degree, and it hijacks disco systems with like a virus. It
Yeah.
overrides the universal
Everything.
translator.
Yeah, everything.
So yeah, at one
Comms,
point,
weapons, I think,
yeah,
shields,
engineering,
life support, engineering,
yeah.
mycelial dynamic room, whatever. Yeah.
Well, comedy ensues because it takes over the universal translator. Everyone is speaking a different language, and so at one point, I think it's Pike comes into the bridge and says, "Welcome to the Tower of Babel" or something.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty
Yeah.
funny. But Saru apparently knows 94 languages, and so he's able to navigate all of this because he can speak all these languages. And so throughout the episode, him and Burnham are going around fixing the disruption, and ultimately they end up creating what they call like digital antibodies
Yeah.
against this virus. At the same time, Saru himself is sick. At first, he says it's a rhinovirus. In engineering, Tilly's symbiote blob thing may, at first, they have it confined because in the last episode, they pulled it out of Tilly and they confined it
Mhm,
into the
mhm.
to the spore drive. Um, so it's just kind of sitting there, and they're just kind of studying it. And Stamets tells us it's one of the most advanced life forms he's ever seen. Um, Tig Notaro comes by because when they rescued her from the asteroid, she ended up apparently staying on Disco.
Yep.
She's helping out in engineering. Um, so the thing is with Saru is that although at first he says he has a rhinovirus, he ends up saying that he believes that this thing has triggered in him. And it is this thing that happens to his species on his home planet when they're going to be culled by their predator species. And basically, what happens is they they die. Basically, they
Yeah.
go into some sort of weird shock, and it ends up killing them. And um,
Well, that's the thing though. They feel weaker and then they cut off the ganglia to die. And I'm not entirely certain if they, yeah, I'm not, nope, nope, yep, I'm gonna stop there.
no, it's all good because I have questions.
Yep,
Um, so yeah, don't hold back, buddy. It's all good.
okay.
Well,
Go ahead, ask.
so yeah, well, no, it's all right. We can just keep
Okay,
talking.
all
So
right.
so Saru says it's terminal.
Yes.
They go into sick bay, tells them, "Hey, I think this is what's going on. Just so you know, I'm going to die."
And it made and this episode made it feel like that he was connected to this sphere in a sense.
Right.
And
There's
that because the sphere
definitely
was dying, he was connected to it and he was dying.
right. There's definitely like concentric circles of themes here
Yeah.
because this Disco is infected by the sphere. Um, Tilly is infected by May. Saru is going through this affliction.
Yeah.
But then,
And
as you said,
can I hang can I hold you for a
yeah,
second?
yeah,
For Star Trek fans, kind of this is very similar to how Spock was connected to Genesis, the planet. As it was aging and dying, Spock was also getting older in something, but I'm not gonna. Yeah, so because I want you to watch.
yeah, yeah. Well, so not only that though, so then as you said, the sphere was dying
Hmm.
and Saru was dying, but then also you could say that Tilly was like
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
fading.
Yeah. Fading for sure. Definitely.
Um, so yeah, so May attaches to Tilly again in the chaos of the sphere attacking all the systems on the ship and just the May, the blob, is able to escape the
Hmm.
spore drive container thing, and then it attaches to Tilly.
Yes.
And there's just all kinds of implications of like what's going on there. You know, there's hallucinogenic episodes
Mushrooms.
with yeah, with psilocybin
Yeah.
that
Actual
May
mushrooms.
releases.
Shrooms. Yes. 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 Although the family
Yeah.
show. Family show. Family show. We try to be.
Yeah, but so Tilly also seems to be like tapped into the mycelial network when May's connected. But then it's more than that. At one point, May, or a couple points, May cocoons Tilly.
Hmm.
Like May grows in size and like encapsulates Tilly.
Hmm.
And so Stamets like cuts her out. And then at one point, May releases psilocybin into the engineering room. So Tignataro and Stamets trip trip on shrooms.
Basically, yes.
Yeah,
Kids don't do drugs.
yeah. Stamets tells her to slap him, and it gives him enough focus to get the med kit. He injects
Yep.
himself with some sort of Narcan type thing.
Yep.
And but that was like a diversion or whatever. And so May had sucked Tilly into what we assume is the mycelial network,
Yeah.
and that's the cliffhanger. But
Yeah.
before that, um, Saru and Burnham are going around putting out fires basically on the bridge. Eventually, he runs out of energy. They go back to his quarters, and he tells Burnham to cut off his ganglia because that'll give him like a quicker death as opposed to like the slow, painful that'll occur from this
Yeah.
affliction.
Yeah. Because because supposedly he delves into madness and gets weaker, and he goes, yeah,
Yeah. So Burnham is like not okay with this, but eventually she wants to do right by her friend.
yep.
So she picks up the knife, but before she can do it, the ganglia fall off,
Hmm.
and Saru is like a new person after that. The the illness kind of subsides. He has a new vigor
Yep.
and
No longer living in fear. A power, he
yeah,
says, his own power, something of that nature.
yeah. The
Yeah.
result of those having the ganglia was his defining characteristic was fear.
Yeah.
So without him, yeah, he's just a new man. Um, but he also learns that this idea that his species, the Kelpians, once they go through this, are destined for death. I guess he learns that's just not true.
Yeah.
And so, there's a lot of character building for him. We learn that his species, the Kelpians, are under the the directive one. So is that
The
is
Prime
that
Directive. Yeah, General Order 1 or the Prime Directive.
general order one? Yeah, which
Yeah.
is basically their pre-warp. And so they actually, as a species, are completely unaware of all this stuff,
Yeah.
except for Saru. Saru was a refugee, and
Yeah.
as a refugee, was exposed to things he normally wouldn't have been exposed to.
Refugee or the Chosen One?
Oh boy. Oh, tell
To
me
come
more.
home, to come home and save his peoples from this lie. This lie. This horrible
Hmm.
lie.
Yeah, that makes sense. The return of the Messiah,
Yeah.
basically, like the
Never
hero's journey.
know. You never know. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
You didn't
Uh,
see Anakin in this? No, you didn't know. That's what I'm hoping that they will do is a backstory, of
mhm.
Saru and tell us more about Kelpians and
Yeah.
you know kind of like a Clone Wars episode, like the
Hmm.
last time we're here on Kelpian 4. A young
Oh,
Saru needs to save his people. No.
no, that was perfect. I love that. Okay. So
Sorry, sorry.
no, it's all good. So before that, though, I know I keep saying things out of order, but
No, no,
it's
you're
fine.
good. You're good.
So so they surmise like, hey, you know what? The sphere is dying and it's
Yeah.
just trying to communicate with us.
Yeah, they
It's
don't
not
know that
attacking us.
because it's so much information or
Yeah,
whatever energy that it feels like they were being attacked. It's just, you know, I'm dying, but I've got so many things to tell you.
exactly. It's 100,000 years old.
Yeah,
It's accumulated
exactly. Yeah,
100,000
exactly.
years
Yeah.
of information.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so, yeah, once they frame it that way, they're like, "Oh, we should try to talk to this thing."
Yeah. And
So,
I'm
yeah,
curious, did you think I thought no. What did you think about Pike's reaction? Or
how
did
he
you
was
not?
ready to destroy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think, I don't know. My only thoughts were I just felt like he was the Western view. He was
Oh.
the Western reaction was destroy what you don't understand,
Gotcha, gotcha.
where the episode via Burnham and Saru was trying to promote like, we should try to understand this thing. Um we should not not destroy it. We should listen to it.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Those are my thoughts. What were your thoughts?
Okay, okay. No, I see for me, and because I because I love SNW, Strange New Worlds. It was very unpike like to me.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a
He
little
comes
more
around though.
I'm sorry?
comes
Yeah,
around.
yeah, yeah. No, no, no. And I'm always curious if this was, and I tell the story that I tell myself is that this is like a growing moment of for Pike, but um, in others, he's always the Boy Scout and trying to find other solutions to other than killing. And I guess this is a little bit different because, he's trying to save the ship, but
Mhm.
at the same time, I was like, oh, little unpike like.
He's also desperate to get back on the trail of Spock,
Also
and
true.
that's
Very good point.
creating an urgency that is clouding his
Very
judgment to
good
a
point.
degree.
Very good point. Also true. Yes.
Well, they convince him though, and so they
Yes.
decipher the message, and so they are able to basically download
Hmm.
the corpus of knowledge that this sphere has, 100,000 years worth of knowledge, right before the sphere explodes. But in an act of compassion, the sphere like pushes Disco away so that they're not affected by the explosion
Yes.
while also giving it all the knowledge. And so Pike describes it as like the equivalent of the Dead Sea Scrolls for
Yes.
Starfleet.
Yes. Very much
So
so.
yeah, and that's pretty much the episode.
Pretty much. Yes.
Um, Very bizarro episode. There's so many moments in this episode where I mean, like, they're literally tripping on drugs, so it's kind of Alice in
Yeah.
Wonderland. But
Yeah. Yeah.
like even like when they're in Saru's quarters, there's
I love that
plants.
he lives in a that he basically lives in a greenhouse.
Yeah,
And that he
but
like
it's
lives on plants and yeah.
yeah, but it wasn't like organized and confined. It was just like kind of free form
Yeah.
plants just growing everywhere.
Yeah. 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 I thought that was
And
kind of
like
cool. I thought that
I
was kind
didn't
of
know
cool.
that. Did you know that?
No. I
Yeah.
he I mean he's the only Kelpian. So I've as a fan, I don't think there's ever been a Kelpian or we've ever even seen a Kelpian in Star Trek before. So yeah, no, this was completely new.
Um, did you get the impression that the plants growing out of control in his quarters was a new thing, or that it had always been that way?
I think for him, it's always been that way. Like that
Okay,
he's designed his quarters and decorated his quarters in his own way.
sure,
And that's not uncommon in Star Trek to see, you know, everybody's quarters decorated in a very different way.
got it. Um, yeah, and I mean, I guess Tilly is Alice because she literally gets
Yes,
sucked into a hole.
yes, 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 yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Um,
And
but
actually this episode, I'm glad you mentioned that because it's starting to make sense of why May accused Stamets of being the killer. Because he's been the one that has entered the mycelial network. And I'm curious if something that he's done inadvertently is
mhm.
doing something to destroy the mycelial network. And this is May's attempt at saving her world, basically.
Well, apparently it's her people,
Yeah, or her people, right.
which I don't know. Are her people independent of the rest of the mycelial network, or are they the mycelial network?
My
Do you know what
guess
I
is
mean?
that they are part of the mycelium network. I don't know. We'll find out.
Like we know they're in it, they live
Yeah.
in it, but are they the mycelia, the spores, or
Oh
are
yeah,
they?
that I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
because she says that every time they warp, they use the spore drive. It's
Right.
like hurting her people, and that's why
Yeah.
she's there to stop them.
Yeah. And the you bring up a really good point. That's probably yeah, it's probably that they are micro mycelial organisms and they come together and form part of
Yeah,
a thing.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what happens to Tilly
Yeah.
next episode.
Yeah. So they'll probably go after Tilly and try
Hmm.
to save Tilly and the mycelial network, I guess, is my.
Hmm.
And
Possibly the
then
doctor.
possibly the doctor, Dr. Culber, yes. And then we got to find out if Spock survived. Well, obviously, but like, what
Yeah, I
happened
know
to his
what you mean.
shuttle and
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Um, okay. What do you think of this episode?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was, not great, not bad.
Sure.
Um, just I'm gonna give it a lieutenant. No, that's a little harsh. Yeah, lieutenant commander, 2.5 pips.
Okay.
Again, middling, not great, not awful. There were quite I did love the parallels. The one that, like, when did Burnham and Saru get that close?
Yeah. See, I think it's like one of those things where they didn't realize that they were that close until the stakes were
And
high
still, yeah, okay,
because
okay,
they definitely were, you know, almost nemesis
yeah,
at the
but
beginning,
then
right?
and then it mellowed
Um,
a little bit to becoming more like,
yeah, fine with
I
each
guess you
other.
could see like a sibling. And I think they did allude to that in many ways, that they were like bickering siblings.
Yeah, yep. With Georgia being the mother,
Right, exactly. Right,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and uh, and Giorgio playing um, you know, the parent that rewards, you know, oh, Michael is my favorite this week because she got an A on a report card. Oh,
Hmm.
Saru's my favorite this week because he got an A on his report card.
Yeah.
I'm not, no, just saying, just saying.
Well, um,
What did you think?
well, first, before I forget, tell me what is an Obol and what is a Charon?
Okay, an Obol is okay. This, so I think this is in, I'm pretty sure. This is reference in Greek mythology.
Okay.
Oh, Greek mythology? Roman
Okay.
mythology? No, no, no. I think it's
Just say
Greek.
Greco-Roman.
Yeah. So no, I'm actually pretty sure it's Greek mythology.
Okay.
And so in Greek mythology, an obol is a form of payment. Before it used to be like stalks of wheat or stalks of something. But
Hmm.
in this reference, I believe it's the coin. And it's the coin. An obol is a coin that's placed in the mouth of someone who's passed.
Hmm.
Um, and before burial, they would put the coin on that person's mouth, and that would be the toll paid
Hmm.
to Charon. or
Hmm.
Charon. Um, the boatman, the ferryman on the river
Yeah.
that
Of
divides the
Styx.
worlds of the living and the dead.
Yeah. Isn't it the Styx River? The River of Styx?
Yeah, the River of Styx. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
So there was death and um not payment, but lessons or things given based on that. So pretty apt title to the episode.
Who is Charon in this episode? And what is the Obol?
Um that's a good question. Um
I mean, is the sphere the one paying the Obol as it dies? Is Disco Charon carrying the sphere?
I don't know actually. I'm not entirely certain if there is a direct, because it's also possible that it's also Saru.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah. I don't know, man.
the old Saru to the new Saru.
Ooh, yeah.
Um,
It's a rebirth for him.
yeah.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that that's what it's referring to, the Obol for Charon.
Okay. Well, so for me, I liked this episode more than the last episode,
Okay.
but it was like action packed.
Yes.
And on this podcast, we always talk about actiony episodes
Yes.
and how they make our job harder.
Yes.
There's less to talk about,
Yes. And
less dialogue to dissect,
yeah. And as I look at,
less
our
plot
recording,
points.
it is about a half hour. So, and we're,
Yeah.
scraping.
Hmm. But I will say though, I do think that this episode, better than any other Star Trek episode that I've seen, has struck a balance because it wasn't pure
Mm,
sci-fi action, whatever.
yeah.
There was some. I mean, like if you just consider the scene with Saru and Burnham in his quarters, that was a very
Yeah.
emotional,
Yes.
well acted,
Yes.
very well done
But
scene.
again, where did that come from, though? Right? Like
Yeah.
it felt a little forced. I don't know what did you think? I It's like,
Now that you
where did
say that,
that
it
come
did.
from?
Yeah, I see. I guess I just took it as, like I said before, of like they didn't want to admit it until the stakes were
Right.
like death, you know.
Right. Okay.
And so I guess you could take their prior interactions as a front, where and this was their true feelings.
Because was there like an episode where it was that galvanizing of like that cemented this deep like relationship, like this friendship relationship thing? Like, was it in the Terran universe that they got really close? Because I always try to pinpoint like a moment in storytelling where it's like, oh, that was the battle story where the two friends, they've gone through shit together
Mhm.
and they are ride or die together, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I felt like perhaps in the Terran universe, when Burnham experienced the Kelpian food. She,
Oh, yeah.
I, I, I felt like at that point she was resolved, like as far as she's going to like mess these people up.
Okay,
Like
okay.
she's gonna like avenge her Kelpian friend.
Got it.
And then later she didn't want to like tell Saru, and that was her like protecting his feelings. Um so I think there was hints of it, that
Okay.
they weren't totally adversarial, right?
I mean, they were a little bit in the beginning. They
In the
were
beginning they
like,
were for sure.
yeah,
He didn't trust her.
right, exactly. But was
But
there,
yeah,
but like, do you remember any my friend and moment? No.
no,
Okay. Okay.
no. But I think you're right, though. I think it was in the mirror universe where it started.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. My friend and we've gone through together some things. No? Okay. No? Don't you love that movie?
Yeah, that's definitely one of those movies I've seen like 12 times.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it though in probably 20 years.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
yeah.
500
So I don't know if
yards
it holds up.
of the most foul, disgusting stench one could ever imagine. 5 football fields. Sorry. I always look for my friend and a moment in the story.
Okay, I like that. Yeah,
In like building a relationship together with someone.
I like that. That's a good model for characters who are friends.
Yes, they've been through stuff
Um,
together.
Yeah, so I guess just with that being said, I thought it struck a good balance. So I would give it like a B minus.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
I
That's good.
didn't have any issues with this episode. I thought it was a good episode. I liked it way more than the last one.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Uh,
so and there was some good comic relief in this one.
yes.
I thought they did a good job there. So yeah.
And I
Excited to
will.
see what happens next.
I must say that one of the high points was number one. Like uh,
Sure.
to see number one again after so long. Yeah.
When did we have I seen her before?
No.
Okay.
It's for me. It's been well. I mean, because I have watched Strange New Worlds, but before that, it was since The Cage in
Mm.
1966. So
Wait, but does she play the same character?
yes, she
Okay.
plays the same character. Yes, number one.
So her name is number one?
Oof, that's a tough question. That's a good question. It is the so in the pilot, she is not given a name, and she is just referred to as number one. So she is the first officer of the
Right.
Enterprise under Pike. In Strange New Worlds, she is given a name.
Okay. Got it. So she's a recurring character from the 60s.
Just one time.
One time.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Got it. I guess her hair was a little dated, and I guess
yeah,
I didn't realize that that was
yeah.
wise. They're probably trying to emulate like
And
whatever she looked
and
like.
here's the other thing, and I'm gonna get on a little soapbox just for a minute, just for a minute.
Hmm.
This is another sticking point to me of like where I'm like, why couldn't Discovery wear regular old Starfleet
Right.
uniforms that we all love and adore? And like, I love that this show has a I enjoy it and I'll take it for what it is.
Mhm,
But like I don't understand why they were being so cute.
mhm.
Um and like, oh, let's have new uniforms and let's change the ship and let's have a spore drive. And I'm like, you could have very well made a very good television show, a very good Star Trek show set before the days of Kirk and Spock, and just let us have the run-of-the-mill gold, red, and blue uniforms and, a
Right.
regular old looking starship.
To your
And a
point,
soapbox.
though, so many of the drastic changes, I feel like they've how now walked back. The
Yes.
the drastic Klingon change,
Yes.
and then um Pike in this episode, he's like, you know what? Forget the holograms. Just get rid of them. We'll just use regular screens.
Right.
And he's and like that was their way of bridging like the crazy advanced technology to the next era.
Yeah.
But it's like you didn't need to do that.
Right.
You could have just
Exactly.
started at a rational place. And like
Exactly.
if you think about like early on in this show in season one, like how advanced the technology was,
Thank you.
like remember the like spacesuits, how crazy
Yes.
advanced they were,
Yes. Yes.
and they've totally walked all that back.
Yes. And again,
Basically proving they never should have done that in the
right.
first
And they
place. Yeah.
could have like you can still write a good story and still have really good episodes and not have to
Mhm.
create these things for yourself that, oh, we didn't think that one through.
Yeah, exactly.
It just felt
Exactly.
like it just feels like that. Like, oh, we didn't think that one through.
Right. Yeah. 100%. 100%. So
Okay, cool.
at least they're moving in the right direction though.
Yeah,
They didn't
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
double down on the crazy technology
And
and
again,
stuff.
it doesn't take away too much from anything. I'm just getting niggly here. I'm nitpicking.
Yeah, I hear you. Um, okay. Well,
Did you have any other questions? It feels, or did we talk through all the things that you wanted?
yeah, I think they all kind of came up
Okay,
organically.
okay, okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. So I don't know who that other person was from Enterprise. The other lady.
Yeah, I don't know who that
Um,
is either.
is she from Strange New Worlds that you recall?
Not that I recall.
Okay. Why did she come on Disco? Do you remember? That was a weird, like, I felt like they didn't need to do that. They didn't need to introduce another character.
Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah,
didn't,
I don't know.
like, okay, early on in this episode, number one comes on. I thought number one was going to hang out the whole episode,
Yeah, no,
but,
no,
but she didn't.
no. Just having
It was just,
lunch
it was
and
one scene.
updating Pike on Spock's whereabouts and things like that. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, okay. Well, was there anything else with this one you want to talk about?
Um, no, we got it.
Cool. Very cool. Well, before we started recording, you asked me what I did this weekend.
Yes, I did.
So on Star Wars Day, I took my daughter to see episode one
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the
yeah.
theater.
Yeah.
She has
Because it's
never seen
what,
a Star Wars movie.
15
25.
years?
25.
25?
Yeah.
Holy cow. We old.
Yeah.
We old.
I know. I know, man.
Okay, so what does Gabe of today now think of Phantom Menace?
Um, it holds up. Um, I enjoyed it. It's faster than I remembered,
Okay,
or at least my perception of it was.
sure.
I was excited to take my daughter because she's really into the Young Jedi Adventures show, the children's show on Disney,
Okay.
which is it's a children's
Yeah, yeah,
cartoon.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It's not like Clone Wars where grown-ups can get into it. There's
Yeah.
nothing there.
Right,
It's
right,
just
right,
for kids.
right.
Very, very cute. And
Wow.
it does have Yoda in it. But she loves that show. And
Okay.
we took her to Galaxy's Edge. She loved that. So she
Yeah,
loves Star Wars. But
yeah.
she had never seen a Star Wars movie.
Yes.
So this was the first one she'd ever seen.
Wow.
Yeah. And I
That's a
warned
big
her,
moment.
yeah,
That's a big moment. And it was episode one.
episode one, yeah.
I'm surprised at you, buddy. I thought you might have been a little more like, oh, no, 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 no. She's watching New Hope,
Yeah,
Return of the
yeah.
Jedi, Empire Strikes Back.
If those were playing in the theater,
Okay.
maybe.
Okay.
But I don't know. I honestly don't know if episodes 4 through 6 would hold her attention if it
Oh,
wasn't
okay.
in the theater.
Yeah. Okay.
But I knew episode one, you know, it's got a lot of very childish moments,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
and
yeah.
I knew she
Yeah.
would connect to them. And guess what? She loved Jar Jar Binks.
Woo!
Yeah.
See,
She was laughing out
that's
loud at his
awesome.
lines.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
And then she was talking about him after the movie. She was like, that guy who talks funny, I loved him.
Meets so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Misa.
So, but like I had to prep her, like I was like, at the beginning, there's the opening scrawl.
Yeah.
I was like, so I read it to her in the car because I was like, you're not going to be able to read it. Um, and then just so you know, there's a guy who gets cut in half. I'm probably gonna cover your eyes when that happens. There's a lot of scary parts,
Okay.
but she was fine. It was all good.
Okay. Okay. Did you
She
cover
loved it.
her eyes when that person
Yeah,
was cut in half though?
yeah,
And when
yeah.
Qui-Gon was stabbed?
When Qui-Gon is stabbed, I let her experience
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Because
So
it is like really quick, as he
yeah.
falls. It's not
Mhm.
like you can tell. I mean, yeah, as an adult, you can tell right away, obviously. But like, I don't know, someone who, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Someone who just
And
turned
what was cool for me is
what?
all throughout the movie she kept asking me questions.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Like she was into it, man. It was awesome. Yeah. She laughed at that part. Yeah.
Awesome. I love
So,
that. I love that. And
yeah,
and you know what? I, I am so glad that oh no, this is Jake Lloyd, not Hayden Christensen, but I am really glad that more of the actors from those prequel movies are getting the love that they so deserve.
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they announced that Star Wars, they're making a Star Wars Lego movie, and Jar Jar
Oh,
Binks is in it, and that actor is going to voice him.
oh, cool. Oh, cool.
And then also after the movie, after the credits, they had a special look at the Acolyte.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. Anything
Yeah,
different for them from what we've seen already? Do you know?
I think so,
Okay.
but I don't know. I
Okay.
think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think that was kind of the point. It was like, hey, here's some
Right.
footage that we haven't shown
Did
before.
you know that going in, or did you guys just love?
No, No. As so like before the movie started, they said stay tuned after the feature
Oh, okay.
for a special look at the Acolyte. So you
Oh,
know what's
cool.
funny, dude? Is because I've seen the whatever two teaser trailers or whatever they are.
Yeah.
I had no idea. It just didn't register that Trinity from the Matrix is in it. She's like the lead lady. Are you a Matrix fan?
I haven't seen The Matrix in 10 years, and I've only seen it once.
So Neo's love interest.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. So
Yeah,
the actor who plays her is
yeah,
in she's Canadian,
yeah.
isn't she?
Probably.
Oh, okay. I no, I
I don't know.
okay.
But she's like one of the lead ladies in the Acolyte.
Uh and
So 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 there's a lot of like kung fu type fighting and like in the Matrix, that's what she does, martial arts type fighting.
okay.
So
And there's gonna be martial arts in this movie?
well, they're fighting, they're Jedi, it's not all lightsaber battles. There's some
Okay,
hand-to-hand
okay,
combat. So
okay. Oh, cool.
yeah, yeah.
Cool.
But I'm definitely more excited for the Acolyte after watching that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
You know what? I do remember you guys sending us photo of her sitting in a cinema
that's right. That's right.
with a
Yeah,
porg, but I didn't know which film it was. And you guys
that's right.
probably did say, "Oh, we're watching Phantom Menace," but
Mhm.
and what did Beck and what did
Yeah, she was into it, man. So she was asking me all kinds of questions
really? Oh,
about the
cool.
plot. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, she was way
cool.
into it.
Oh,
She was like
awesome.
peppering me with questions
Oh,
afterwards, and I was
awesome. Awesome.
happy to answer them and give my critiques.
Okay, okay. Okay, nice. So is this their like would you say real intro into Star Wars?
Yeah, for sure.
What? Whoa, that's awesome. Me so excited that they got into Phantom Menace.
Uh,
Because it's actually a pretty good film.
yeah, it's I enjoyed it. I think with some distance and some time, I could appreciate it for what it was.
Uh-huh. Okay.
So, yeah,
Very cool.
yeah. But I hope they do that again next year
Yeah.
for episodes
Can you
2 and
imagine, like, they must have made quite a bit of money putting it back
yeah.
in the theaters again. I can't imagine how much. I think Revenge of the Sith is gonna get. If they did it, I think that would be even the more popular
Oh yeah.
of the
Yeah, I heard
re-releases.
I heard it made like 20 million, I think, which
Oh,
was
nice. Yeah.
the second place behind Fall Guy, I think.
Okay.
So like this weekend the big movie was Fall Guy and it almost did as well as that. So,
Okay. Wow.
yeah.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool.
So, in our theater was almost full. So,
Wow. Did
yeah.
you bring a lightsaber?
Oh, dude, I should have. I just completely spaced it. No, I didn't. We did bring the porg, obviously. I wore my Star
Yes.
Wars shirt,
Okay.
but yeah.
Because I saw I've seen some videos online on Star Wars Day. Um no, on the 5th, I think.
Hmm.
It was either the 4th or the 5th. The Saturday, whatever date that was. Um
That was
the
fourth.
the 4th. Okay.
Yeah.
That that there were a bunch of people that Disney at the parks was having a special um Star Wars celebration, and at night everyone lit up their lightsabers, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that would have been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
And I told my better half, I was like, why don't we live closer to Los Angeles?
You're just saying that because you want like the cuisine there, right?
Yeah, that's true too.
All right, man.
Okay.
Well, yeah, Acolyte will be upon us just a
Soon.
couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
soon. Yeah.
so that'll be exciting.
Yeah.
Um, all right, buddy.
All right,
Well,
buddy.
anything else?
No, we got it.
Cool. Well, thank you. And thanks everyone for listening and watching. And we appreciate it. And this has been fun. And follow us on Twitter, also known as X. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all the things.
All the
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And
Smash that
until next
like
time.
button, subscribe.
Exactly. Yeah. What do you have to lose? It's free. Just
Right?
just subscribe. Yeah.
Just have us
Yeah,
on the
so
background and play over and over and
right, exactly. Yeah. Okay. Well, until next time, live long and prosper.
and may the force be with you.
See you, Jason.
Thank you, buddy. Take
Um,
care.
have a good weekend.
You too.
Go,
Go
go,
Thorns.
football. Go
Go
Thorns.
Thorns.